This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Thanks for joining us for the news at 7. I'm Amanda Starantino. It has been a gloomy, rainy day for much of central Indiana. We're going to check in with meteorologist Kevin Gregory for what we can expect for the rest of the evening. Kevin.
This is how rainy. Over an inch of rain. You have to go back to mid-August to find another day where we've had an inch of rain or more. Obviously, September and so far this month have been very, very dry. 4/10 of that came after 5 o'clock this evening. What's not happening, western half of the state rain is ending. You may have some drizzle or mist. Any rain confined to the eastern portion of the state. Around Marion, Hartford City, still some showers to go for you. We'll slide to the south and east from Richmond and Wayne County down through Liberty. It's already cleared Connorsville to Brookville Reservoir, some showers. And as you look at this weather now camera, if I just stand still, you can see these clouds on the move. The low-level winds are strong. That's why we'll still have some gusts to 30 to 40 miles per hour through the evening hours. It stays windy really through Wednesday. Below average temperatures are returning as a result of that cold front that generated the rain. That's moved through. These temperatures will continue to fall off, but it will stay windy this evening.
Right now, the candidates for mayor of Indianapolis are tackling tough topics at another debate. This is a live look at Mayor Joe Hogsett and Republican challenger Jim Merritt sharing the stage at Arsenal Tech High School. Tonight's debate is focusing on issues impacting African Americans. Early voting is already underway. You can watch the debate streaming live right now on the RTV6 Facebook page. And RTV6 is working for you, getting answers about road safety and the way some victims are being memorialized after fatal crashes. In Irvington, police say speeding played a role in an overnight crash on Arlington Avenue. One person was killed and another seriously injured. We talked to residents who say speeding in that area has gotten out of control. Katie Butler says she notices drivers going 20 to 30 miles over the speed limit and using the middle turning lane to pass slower drivers.
People live here. People have families. We want to be able to play outside and not have to worry about people driving too fast.
RTV6 brought those concerns to IMPD. They say officers who patrol the neighborhood will watch out for speeding. And the department is asking residents to report any similar speeding or traffic issues. We have a link to help you do that at theindychannel.com. RTV6 is also getting answers for people who want to thank whoever is putting these white bikes up across the state. You might have noticed them near memorials for people killed while cycling. They're called ghost bikes. One was placed just 6 days ago on the west side of Indianapolis on Plainfield Avenue. That's where 19-year-old Andrew Talbot was hit by a car while riding his bike. He spent 10 days in the hospital and eventually died from his injuries. His loved ones have been wondering who was behind the bike placed near his memorial. They appreciate it as a reminder for drivers to share the road with cyclists. RTV6 did some digging and found Sheldon and Martha Hall. They volunteer for Indiana's Ghost Bike Project.
We feel like that it's important for drivers to see that cyclists are being hit. We're concerned about the safety of cyclists, and so we're both retired and we've just done it as a project to help support safety of cycling.
Sheldon and Martha say they've placed about a dozen bikes across the state. They have not known any of the victims. The bikes are donated by local shops and are painted. You can learn more about the Ghost Bike Project and how to get involved at theindychannel.com. It could soon be more difficult to learn the details of an Indiana case that has made international headlines. Prosecutors want a judge to issue a gag order in cases involving Christine and Michael Barnett. The Barnetts are accused of abandoning their adopted daughter at an apartment in Lafayette while they moved to Canada. The couple claims the girl, originally from the Ukraine, is actually an adult. Prosecutors are asking the judge to keep the Barnetts from releasing the girl's medical and educational records. They're concerned about finding an unbiased jury if the case goes to trial. Prosecutors want to limit the amount of information of the case that is shared with the media. The Indiana Supreme Court's disciplinary hearing for Attorney General Curtis Hill continues tomorrow morning. The disciplinary commission hearing is to determine if Hill should face any legal punishment over accusations that he inappropriately touched 4 women at a 2018 party. Today, a state lawmaker shared her story about what happened at that party. The Indiana Supreme Court will decide whether to impose a penalty ranging from a reprimand to removal of Hill's law license. He needs that license to serve as Attorney General. The hearing is expected to last all week. And this week, you have a chance to weigh in on plans to build the final portion of I-69 between Martinsville and Indianapolis. The first of several meetings is underway right now. The Indiana Department of Transportation is holding 2 more at Center Grove High School Tuesday night and at Perry Meridian High School Thursday night. NDOT is looking for feedback on design elements for the interstate. The meetings all begin at 5:30 and are set to end at 7:30 p.m. A last-minute agreement means $260 million will go to people affected by the opioid epidemic in parts of Ohio. 2 counties agreed to a settlement with 4 drug companies just hours before the issue was supposed to go to trial in federal court. Olivia Fectu with our Scripps News partners in Cleveland was in court this morning when the settlement was announced. She explains what it means for other parts of the country dealing with the opioid crisis.
County leaders and their attorneys said they decided to settle with 4 of the 5 companies so they could get this money right away. If they'd gone to trial, they say getting the money to help people who needed it could have taken years.
As part of the settlement, 3 drug distributors, McKesson, AmerisourceBergen, and Cardinal Health, will pay a combined $215 million in cash right away to Cuyahoga and Summit counties. Drug manufacturer Teva Pharmaceutical will pay $20 million in cash to those 2 counties by the middle of 2021, $5 million of that by the end of this year. Teva will also donate $25 million worth of medication to help fight addiction. The 5th defendant in this lawsuit, Walgreens, did not settle, and attorneys say it will be included in the 2nd phase of this trial, set to take place early next year, along with other retail pharmacies and drug manufacturers. Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Michael O'Malley said while this money is a start, more needs to be done.
Change needs to occur nationally. There needs to be laws and regulations in Washington, D.C. that prevent this. They need to have some teeth. And the fact that these issues were allowed to occur, that these pills were being pushed within our community and that nothing was done to stop it, needs to change.
While this settlement covers both Cuyahoga County and Summit County, it leaves thousands of communities across the country with standing lawsuits. Those cases will have to be settled or go to trial. I'm Olivia Fecto reporting in Cleveland.
Local school administrators were overpaid more than $651,000, according to a newly released audit. Call 6 has uncovered a criminal investigation is now underway. 3 Greenfield Central Community School Corporation administrators benefited from overpayments of health insurance benefits, according to the documents. The district notified the State Board of Accounts after the superintendent became suspicious about an improper allocation of funds. The administrators were placed on leave when the discrepancies were found last year. None are currently working for the school district. Flu season is here and health officials are serious about protecting you and your family. The Marion County Health Department is offering low-cost flu vaccines, a special walk-in clinic this month, and the first one takes place tomorrow. The CDC recommends the flu vaccine for everyone 6 months and older. Shots are $20 for people ages 2 and older and free for kids under 2. Tomorrow's low-cost clinic is at Southport United Methodist Church from 9 a.m. until noon. Flu shots are also available through the health department's district health offices. The CDC says you should get your flu shot by the end of October. Still ahead on the news at 7, Texas communities are cleaning up after the trail of destruction left behind by tornadoes and serious storms. But first, another option for parents who have nowhere else to turn. The news at 7 continues after this.
Is available at indianabroadcasters.org.
Welcome back to the news at 7. No shame, no blame, and no names. That's what a last resort option for desperate parents represents, according to the founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes. A new box was installed at a Fortville fire station this afternoon. The boxes are a safe and legal way for parents to surrender infants under Indiana's Safe Haven law. No questions asked.
Any woman can use this. Child has to be 30 days or less, unharmed, and we will not look for you. So you can place your child in this box and walk away, and your life will go on.
There are 14 boxes across Indiana. Today's ceremony included a translator. There is a new effort to include different languages on baby boxes. A Fishers contractor now faces new charges for allegedly stealing a homeowner's credit card and racking up hundreds of dollars in charges. An arrest warrant has been issued for Christopher Salvo for theft. Court records show Salvo took a homeowner's credit card while doing odd jobs and later used it to spend more than $250 at a Noblesville CVS. Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies say surveillance video from the CVS appeared to be Salvo. RTV6 has been unable to reach Salvo for comment. We told you back in September that Salvo is facing home improvement fraud charges in a separate case. The Colts are on a roll and at the top of their division, and today players brought some of that positive energy to IU Health's Simon Cancer Center, meeting with patients. Now, the visit is part of the NFL's Crucial Catch Intercept Cancer Initiative, raising awareness and funding to battle all types of cancer.
And to see, no matter how, hard things are going, they're still positive. Everybody that I've met today was positive, and so you learn that from them more than they would from you.
I just think it's so kind of them. It just shows their heart. It shows their kindness, and I think their love for Indianapolis and for the fans. We're fans of them, and they are paying back, and that's wonderful.
Colts players delivered care packages to patients and delivered flowers from Random Acts of Flowers. Meghan Markle is opening up about the pressure of being in the spotlight. Prince Harry and the Duchess are getting personal in a documentary that followed the couple and their new son on a recent trip to Africa. ABC's Elena Gomez shows you what Prince Harry has to say about recent rumors involving his family.
The royal couple spent 10 days in Africa, bringing along 5-month-old baby Archie on his first royal tour.
I tell you what, he clearly loves Africa as well, because he was looking out the window. He found his voice now. He's bouncing up and down. He's making more.
Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan were all smiles during the trip's public moments, but for the documentary's camera, shared their struggles with the tabloids and being under public pressure.
I never thought that this would be easy, but I thought it would be fair. And that's the part that's really hard to reconcile.
Meghan opened up about the whirlwind of marrying a prince and becoming a new mom, all within a couple years.
Look, any woman, especially when they're pregnant, you're really vulnerable. And so that was made really challenging. And then when you have a newborn,
The couple now taking a stand against a British tabloid. Meghan taking legal action for privacy concerns.
So I will always protect my family, and now I have a family to protect. So everything that she went through and what happened to her is incredibly raw every single day, and that's not me being paranoid, that's just me not wanting a repeat of the past.
Harry also set the record straight about rumors that there were issues between him and his brother, Prince William.
I love him dearly, and the majority of the stuff is created out of nothing. But it's just, as I said, as brothers, you have good days, you have bad days.
The entire documentary, Harry and Meghan, An African Journey, will air on ABC on Wednesday night. Elena Gomez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up, despite ongoing concerns about the safety of vaping, some users say it's saving lives compared to the alternatives.
And look at this, beautiful. Looking to the west, we still have rain in the eastern portion of the state, but drying out. That's one of the changes to talk about. We'll talk about the others coming up.
That's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
E-cigarette companies, from large corporations to small businesses, are feeling the effects of the ongoing vaping health crisis. The CDC is trying to figure out the exact causes of 33 deaths and hundreds of illnesses linked to vaping. Meanwhile, some smokers insist e-cigarettes help them kick a much more dangerous habit. Elizabeth Ruiz talked to someone who made the switch.
I have not smoked a combustible cigarette in over 7 years.
After smoking cigarettes for 15 years, Joe Vondruska decided to make a change in his life.
Knowing that I wanted to spend the rest of my life healthy with my wife, I looked for an alternative to ingest my nicotine.
For him, that alternative was vaping.
This is a vaping device.
His wife, Monica, says the switch has been beneficial for the both of them.
I'm not smelling cigarette smoke in the morning when I wake up. I'm not hearing him cough and hack loogies off the front deck.
Monica says multiple people in her life have used vape products to quit traditional smoking. In fact, that's one of the biggest reasons she and Joe decided to open a vape shop.
We all know that smoking kills. We've known that since the 60s, and yet today we still have people smoking. In order for us to get that smoking rate down, there needs to be a viable option for people.
And the Vondruska family has witnessed some people achieving that goal with the help of vaping.
We don't mind if people get off vaping at all, because we're still a community and we're still a family, and they still drop in, which is pretty neat. Probably one of the neatest things about opening a vape shop.
It's that community Monica and Joe feel is necessary to help people quit their smoking habit if that's what they desire. Whatever the case, they stick together like a family.
For years and years and years, we've been demonized as smokers and kind of outcasted. And when you have a support system of, okay, let's step your nicotine down, let's get you out. If this is your goal, let's do it. A lot of smokers don't have that support system.
I'm Elizabeth Ruiz reporting.
The CDC says most of the vaping illness cases it has investigated involve the use of THC products. That's the active ingredient in marijuana. And some of those products were obtained through illegal dealers. Severe storms ripped through 6 states overnight, hitting Texas especially hard. The National Weather Service is working to rate a huge tornado that tore through northern Dallas. It's one of 3 that touched down in Texas, tearing through buildings, flipping cars, and knocking out electricity.
Considering the path that the storm took, it went across a pretty densely populated part of our city. I think we should consider ourselves very fortunate that we did not lose any lives, no fatalities, and no serious injuries in last night's storms.
Unfortunately, one person in Arkansas was killed in Arkansas when a tree was knocked onto a home. Local governments are still analyzing all the damage to decide if they will need emergency funding to recover. That video is very scary to see, Kevin.
Shows you how hard it is to see at night, and then you saw it illuminated by the lightning, and wow, we're moving into the winter season. We have a little uptick here in October, November of severe weather potential, but every month of the year we've had tornadoes reported within the state of Indiana. Obviously a lot more rare, but they do happen. Rain ending as we speak. The wind will stay strong, not just tonight and tomorrow, but even into Wednesday, gusting to 30 miles per hour at times, and temperatures will dip into the 40s. For us, strong low pressure in the upper Mississippi Valley around Minneapolis, St. Paul will move through the Great Lakes. That will bring very windy conditions throughout the Great Lakes. For us, about 30 mile per hour gusts during the day tomorrow. I want to show you the radar. Everything's changed quite a bit. There's your area of showers. Head of the cold front right along the state line now will continue to push to the east through the rest of the evening, drying out. Getting harder to see the cloud cover that's on the move, but you can pick out Meridian Street here going north out of Indianapolis, and then there's Michigan 421 on the northwest side. State divided, still a few showers possible eastern half of the state between now and 9 o'clock, but those are dwindling quickly. They'll move into the Buckeye State. Will be dry overnight. And notice the sharp line here from the cloud cover to clearing. Whatever clearing we do see won't last long because the other side of the weather system will move in, and that will bring the clouds right back with a pool of cooler air. Our wind will calm down some tonight, but still stay noticeable. You may hear that throughout the night, 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts, and it will definitely rattle the trees. I'm sure you're noticing a lot more leaves on the ground, and the leaves are more colorful as well. We'll definitely shake the trees here next few days. Temperatures tomorrow start in the 40s. No big temperature jump, though, because the cloud cover will be with us through the day. If we see any breaks early, it will cloud over. Temperatures in the 50s, about 57 for the afternoon high. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we take a step forward, at least Wednesday and Thursday, and then cool back down as we get to Friday. Temperatures around the state tomorrow below the average of 64 degrees. We're dry and breezy. Lots of sunshine on Wednesday in the middle of the week. Beautiful day, probably the best day of the week, 62. We'll put in a chance for some showers as we get to Thursday, but Wednesday, sunshine and dry conditions. Here's your 7-day planner. Temperatures throughout the 7-day forecast. Nothing really cold and nothing too warm. Overnight lows, no cooler than, well, 36. That's pretty cool as we get to Saturday morning, but we've been there a few times, and high temperatures, the new warmest high, at least in the next week, 66 degrees.
I'd say that's pretty cold
compared to where we've been, but each week we venture into October, that changes.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. A new theme park designed to be enjoyed year-round is about to open with some familiar faces. That's next on the News at 7 right after this.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
Finally, tonight, the country's biggest indoor theme park is about to open just in time for the colder months. It's called Nickelodeon Universe, and it's part of a massive mall in New Jersey. The park covers more than 8 acres. It has 35 different rides and attractions, including 3 roller coasters, and the whole thing is decked out with Nickelodeon characters like SpongeBob and the Ninja Turtles. Tickets to get in start at around $40.
You're telling me there's a chance I won't be afraid of those roller coasters?
Small chance.
I'm afraid of heights, and the worst part is when you're climbing up the and you're looking behind you. So
don't look behind.
I close my eyes. If peer pressure is so significant I do actually get on, I just don't open my eyes. Temperatures tomorrow with lots of cloud cover at 60, maybe 57. Then we're in 62 Wednesday, still low 60s Thursday. That's when we get a little more sunshine back into the picture.
Sunshine would be nice after a day like today. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 11 o'clock. Have a good night.